Toll roads. We all seem to hate them. It's already enough to spend money on gas, but now you want us to pay to use the road too? Usually they're placed somewhere that you're almost forced to use them, or add several minutes to your commute. But this road doesn't even get that right. In fact, it is almost completely useless. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Knowledge Mike, your favorite traveler, civil engineer, and geography enthusiast. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like button for the algorithm, and subscribe if you really enjoy this content. And let's get into it. So, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and travel often to Atlanta, as evidenced by the large number of videos in both of these cities. You'll also notice that I film most of the roadways in the South Carolina upstate area, and up until recently, this highway was left out. This, my friends, is Interstate 185, an auxiliary spur route of Interstate 85. It does have a free portion west of I-85, but in this video, I'll mostly be talking about the tolled portion called the Southern Connector. Looking at its bizarre routing, it doesn't appear to bypass anything, nor does it seem to really spur towards anything or through anything, at least not the toll portion. However, someone did find some reason to design it and actually build it and expect to collect tolls on it. Let's find out how this road came to be. Now, according to this 1955 map, I-185 was originally planned to be a route that passed continuously through the city of Greenville. Freeway revolts may have killed that idea, but that's a topic we'll discuss on a later video. The current non-toll section appears to be the southern portion of this original plan. In the late 1990s, the South Carolina Department of Transportation got in bed with a company called the Connector 2000 Association to finance this boondoggle under a public-private partnership. The private company sold bonds to help finance the project and was to operate and maintain it for 50 years, at which point it would be paid off and handed over to the South Carolina DOT. The project was completed and opened by February 2001, a full 9 months ahead of schedule. And to no one's surprise, based on this silly routing, the road was already struggling to generate revenue due to low ridership by 2007, and the company was facing financial struggles, ultimately filing for bankruptcy in 2010. The company did emerge from bankruptcy in 2011, and tolls were raised to hopefully increase revenue and help pay off its debt. Today, the Southern Connector's debt stands at a whopping $250 million. That's $250 million, guys. With ridership still being relatively low, this project now sits as a barrier and stain to potential development in southern Greenville County. In 2018, a Greenville councilman even suggested that the South Carolina DOT pay off the debt and take over the road, removing the tolls. Obviously, this was a non-starter for the state. Toll revenues in 2018 were up somewhat, sitting at around $1 million annually compared to only $400,000 per year back when it filed for bankruptcy. At this rate, the road would be paid off around 2051 with a total cost of over $754 million more than originally anticipated. So today, I-185, the Southern Connector, sits as a lightly used but tolled interstate in southern Greenville County. Now, back when this road was originally built and designed, I was but a young lad studying Rand McNally atlases and reading random facts from these old artifacts we call encyclopedias. However, even without any professional training, I can see that from the chosen route of this road that it was doomed from the start. For starters, let's look at the Greenville area. The city itself sits to the north and west of the main I-85, with I-385 functioning as a direct spur from the north and the free portion of I-185 coming from the south. You have the suburban towns of Mauldin and Simpsonville sitting along I-385, while most of the area that I-185 loops around is undeveloped. It's too out of the way to serve as a bypass for I-85 travelers. If I'm coming northbound on 385, then I'm more likely to stay on 385 towards 85 than pay to use I-185, even if I'm going to Atlanta. The loop around right before the 85 interchange adds unnecessary length to the 185 routing and makes it even less attractive as an option. I can't really see any scenario where 185 would be a preferred option, even if it were free, but especially not as a toll highway. So the road makes no sense in terms of design. However, interstate highways are known to help spur economic growth and development, so perhaps South Carolina chose this route in hopes that it would help attract development to southern Greenville County. Even if this was the case, then it's still an exercise in poor strategy. In order for an interstate to bring development, it needs to have a decent amount of traffic. In order to generate traffic, it needs to have a useful routing. If it's going to be tolled, then it needs to have an even more useful routing to encourage drivers to use it over their free alternatives. I-85 has none of these. It has a useless routing, it is tolled, leading to low traffic counts, which in turn means it has not generated much development in the area at all. Personally, I believe the route should have been built closer to the mainline 85. This way it could have served as a potentially viable bypass for I-85 traffic and generated use among long distance travelers. Or instead of this strange curve, it met I-85 further south near the split from US 29. It appears that the designers thought the few locals who live near the road will pay extra to get to downtown Greenville when it's not much faster, if at all, than just using the free Interstate 385. It currently sits as an expensive reminder of poor planning and bad management. Good luck, South Carolina. See you in 2051. What about you guys? I know we've got a lot of viewers from the Carolinas and Georgia on the channel. Have any of you ever used Interstate 185? If so, why? Let me know what you think in the comments, especially if you live in the Greenville area. As always, thanks for watching. You gotta hit that like on the way out if you made it this far in the video. I'll see you on the next trip coming soon to a town near you.